5, gunfire at a family's home sends a police officer to the hospital. What we now know about the suspect and the circumstances. An 18-year-old is in custody this evening, accused of shooting an Austin police officer.
Police just released his mugshot. Tyler Harrell is charged with attempted capital murder, and Chief Art Acevedo says more charges could be coming. KXAN's Leslie Rangel is live near Lamar and Anderson in North Austin with the latest on this investigation. Leslie?
Shannon, it's been nearly 12 hours, and as you can see, this is still an active crime scene with SWAT team and investigators still on scene. Now, we've been out here all day trying to learn more about what happened and more about the suspect, Tyler Harrell. And talking with people, it's very clear this took many by surprise.
I couldn't believe it. I'd grown up with him, and I hung out with him. He was a good kid.
Police say members of the SWAT team went in to serve a drug trafficking warrant at a home here on Morrow Street in North Austin. Investigators say 18-year-old Tyler Michael Harrell shot one of the officers.
My bedroom window backs up against the fence with the that is shared to the house. So it was pretty loud in my room. Jumped up, went into my roommate's room. We called 911.
Investigators say SWAT stormed Harrell's house, where he met them with a rifle. Harrell is accused of shooting Officer James Pittman in his knee.
It's baffling to think my neighbors have drugs and were selling drugs.
A surprise not only to neighbors, but also to the people who grew up with Harrell.
And honestly, I'm still in shock. I just can't believe anything that's going on right now. So we just came down to check it out and see it with our own eyes.
It's the second Austin police officer to be shot in as many weeks. A disturbing trend, says Austin Police Association President Ken Cassidy.
The blatant disrespect that you see a lot of younger children these days having for not only their parents, but for law enforcement and for their own teachers is very alarming.
Now, as we mentioned, the SWAT team was out here serving a warrant. Coming up at 6, we'll tell you a little more about the dangers Austin police say they could face, as well as some precautions they're suggesting. Reporting live in North Austin, Leslie Rangel, KXAN News.
And a few hours before the shooting in Austin, an attacker ambushed a deputy constable in Houston and shot him 4 times. This happened after a traffic stop near the Texas Southern University campus. Deputy Alden Clopton was standing next to another deputy's car when a man came up behind him and started shooting. Clopton had wounds to his abdomen and a bullet lodged near his heart. He is in critical condition after surgery, but he is expected to recover. Police are questioning a man in connection with that shooting. And when you hear stories like these, you may start to think attacks on police officers are becoming more common.
But FBI crime reports tell a different story. The Bureau tracks assaults on law enforcement officers. Those numbers have been dropping for several years. They're down at 13% since 2011. But the number of officers who die from those assaults has fluctuated. The number of officers killed dropped significantly from 2011 to 2012 and then hit a 35-year low in 2013. But the total nearly doubled in 2014. The FBI's 2015 report will come out next month.